Following his recent presentation discussing the application and experience of heavy naphthenic oils for the 13th edition of the European Base Oil and Lubricant Online Series, I am pleased to be joined today by Mehdi Fathi-Najafi. Mehdi has over 25 years experience in the industry, following his first in Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, and has had numerous articles published covering a variety of specialist areas, including filtration, base oils, lubricated greases, and tribology. Mehdi's hard work has been recognised through his reward of the Clarence E.L. Memorial Award in 2019, and he is currently the Chief Specialist at Ninas. Thank you for taking the time to join me today, Mehdi. Perhaps you could please summarise, for those who are not able to join us at the presentation, what would you say were some of the key messages?
Yeah, first of all, sorry for those who couldn't join the seminar or the presentation. Not because I was just actually the messenger. The presentation was covering a wide range of actually applications and lots of hands-on information that have been verified by the industries or by own publications. In short, if I want to just mention a few keywords and put some words into those keywords, I went through fundamentals of the base oils. The base oil landscape, of course, is changing. It requires flexibility. It requires adaptation. It requires, take the advantage of these changes when it comes to the lubes and grease industry. So sustainability when manufacturing a product was also one of the topics. We could demonstrate the benefits of thinking more sustainable. Sustainability was linked to profitability, actually. Rationalization of the base of portfolio in the lube and grease formulations was also another key, let's say, parameters that I described. We don't need necessarily to have so many, base oils in our warehouse in order to manufacture a number of products. We could actually cut down the numbers, and by doing that, we could reduce our overall cost, internal cost. And at the end, I tried also to demonstrate the value propositions that are discovered by us and by our customers, by researchers, with respect to the high viscous naphthenic oils and the role that this type of product could play as part of the solutions or the situation that we are facing today.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are some short, let's say, headlines that I tried to cover.
And were there any particularly interesting or memorable discussions that you had at the event following your presentation?
Actually, yes, I expected sustainability discussion as a driving force for industry, and I got it. It wasn't a surprise. However, I got a technical question regarding the viscosity pressure coefficient linked to the, high viscous naphthenic oils, which I felt was very interesting, but I didn't expect really. I underestimated our audience, actually. It's very interesting, an unknown parameter, and that has to, that surprised me a bit in a positive way. But as said, some feedbacks that I received afterwards via mail, audience showed appreciation both to ACI to arrange this conference or seminar, and also the topics that been discussed.
Now, thinking in more of a broad context, are you seeing any new unexpected trends developing in the industry that perhaps we should pay more attention to?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from my point of view, after so many years being in the industry, I realized that, some external factors like COVID, like war in Russia, like the engagement from different societies, especially in the countries where we are operating, have forced actually manufacturers to look into sustainability as a must, not as a wish parameter. So it has moved from the, let's say, a wish list to the must list. And also they discovered that it is actually sustainability doesn't mean that it has to cost the manufacturers and the formulators. It can be quite profitable. The consequences of COVID is hard. It's easy to is too early to speculate. But what we could verify, or we can verify already today, is the disruption in supply chain. Just in time is not enough anymore. And local availability is a key now, and it becomes more and more important. War in Ukraine has brought also geopolitical aspects into our table, especially when it comes to the reviewing the strategy of the company. Oil and crude supply, expansion, globalization, all these factors suddenly became to be more, linked to geopolitical aspects than before. We see, for instance, in Russia, there's a number of global companies have to leave their facilities. We at Nines stopped to buy crude as soon as the war started. It means consequences to our supply chain, but we have been successful to handle it. And I'm sure, so there are many other aspects that are coming with time, but I would again underline sustainability, consequences from, of the COVID and geopolitical aspects as most important parameters that we are going to have in front of us to deal with.
Yeah. And now we did have a question for you posted in our Base Oils and Lubricants Connect community from Mark Proudfoot, who is the VP and Chief Technical Officer at Rancourt Oil. And he wanted to know what we should expect from Nines after withdrawing from the US market. But I understand at the moment that despite there being a lot of interest, it's ongoing, so it is a little bit too early to comment. So thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for your time. And I can't wait to see you at more of our events, both virtual and in person.
Thank you, dear Izzy, and it was a pleasure to be part of your communication.
Thank you, Mehdi. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.